GCI was formed in 1994, and since then, they have designed some of the most highly rated wooden coasters in the world: Gold Striker, Thunderhead, Lightning Racer, Renegade, Apocalypse, just to name a few. Their coasters are pretty easy to identify with their Millennium Flyer trains and their often twisted layouts, packed with sharp lateral twists and turns, and many exciting airtime moments. Of the many coasters that GCI has built, there are two that I have long wanted to compare: Prowler at Worlds of Fun and Mystic Timbers at Kings Island. These two coasters are so similar to each other, and for the longest time, I had wondered why so many enthusiasts get so excited about Mystic Timbers, yet tend to forget about Prowler. And now that I have ridden them both, I think it's time we look at both of these. Their similarities, their differences, and what makes one so much better than the other. Welcome to Ejector Airtime, and this is Prowler versus Mystic Timbers. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content. Also, please be sure to like this video. Prowler opened at Worlds of Fun in 2009 and won Amusement Today's Golden Ticket Award for Best New Ride for that year. With a height of 102 feet, a first drop of 84 feet, and a top speed of 51 miles per hour, Prowler features a strong out-and-back layout that goes out into the wooded area behind the Africa section of the park. When it opened, it offered a very different type of ride experience when compared to Timberwolf, the other wooden coaster located on the other side of Worlds of Fun. Prowler doesn't feature much theming, but the ride is clearly themed to a jungle cat. The ride's logo depicts a panther, and the layout plays into this name quite well. Following a left-handed curving drop, it stays low to the ground and maintains great pacing throughout its layout that spans just over 3,000 feet of track. Prowler does a great job of creating the feeling of being a fast-paced jungle cat racing through the woods. It features many sharp turns that offer great laterals, as well as a number of solid airtime moments. The best moment on the ride is definitely the triple down, which comes shortly before the S-bend into the final brake run. Prowler is a little rough in a few spots, but it's never an unbearable roughness. Having Worlds of Fun as my default home park, and being my favorite coaster at Worlds of Fun, it's safe to say that I've probably ridden Prowler more than any other coaster. Moving on to Mystic Timbers. Kings Island debuted this coaster in 2017, and just like Prowler, it also won the Best New Ride award for that year. When it comes to stats, Mystic Timbers isn't that far off. It features a height of 109 feet and a top speed of 53 miles per hour. It also features a left-hand curving drop and a very strong out-and-back layout that goes out into the woods. If you watch a point-of-view video of both Prowler and Mystic Timbers side by side, it's not hard to see that these two coasters have very similar layouts. Both coasters feature nearly identical first drops and nearly the same second drop that follows. Prowler's second hill goes underneath the lift, while Mystic Timbers goes over. They also feature a similar turnaround section at the far end of the layout. When compared to Prowler, Mystic Timbers definitely has a stronger level of theming, as well as a very elaborate backstory. It centers around an abandoned logging company, and a few elements on the ride play into this backstory. This includes the front of the trains, which resemble a logging truck, the lift hill slowing down and warning the riders, don't go in the shed just before you crest the drop, and of course, the shed itself. You enter it at the end of the ride, and riders are surprised by one of several mysterious beasts appearing on the screen. This was a highly anticipated part of the ride. Kings Island even promoted the coaster with the hashtag, What's in the Shed, so that everyone could speculate what they would find inside. Some even thought it would feature a drop track, like what we've seen on Verbolten at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. In the end, the theming on Mystic Timbers was very well done, definitely one of Cedar Fair's best themed coasters. So what makes Mystic Timbers' layout different from Prowler? So while Mystic Timbers does feature a few lateral turns, as well as an added tunnel around its turnaround, the biggest strength in this coaster is airtime. There were a large number of low-to-the-ground speed hills and ejector moments. The strongest airtime moment that I recall were the 3 in a row that followed the turnaround. I haven't experienced either of these coasters at night, but I have heard that they both give very exciting night rides. For the last 6 years, I kept asking myself, what was it about Mystic Timbers that had everybody obsessing about it, despite Prowler being so similar? Now having experienced its strong airtime, amazing theme, and its incredibly smooth ride experience, I finally understand why. When GCI gets it right, it shows, and Mystic Timbers is a perfect example of this. So where do I rank the two coasters in my list of favorites? Well, following my visit to Kings Island and Cedar Point over the summer, I walked away very impressed with Mystic Timbers. Impressed enough to rank it as my current favorite wooden coaster that I've experienced, and my 4th overall favorite, right behind Millennium Force and just ahead of the Beast. While Prowler doesn't sit quite as high, I still enjoyed it enough to rank it at number 22 overall, between Max Force and Flight of Fear. Despite this, Prowler still stands as my 2nd favorite GCI of the 4 that I've been on so far. In the end, I think it's safe to say that Mystic Timbers was definitely worth the hype. That's going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments which of these coasters you enjoy more. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any future content.